Welcome back to The New Life, A Better Way to Health, Part 5. This seminar is not meant to replace medical advice. It is not intended to provide personalized medical advice in any way. The material presented in this seminar is for general educational and informational purposes only. Today, we'd like to point out the best part of learning the principles, for the most part, is that they are freely available to every person on the planet and have been for thousands of years. So let's jump right in and talk about exercise, critical for our health, but often ignored. Exercise is best done outside in the open air, but it can be difficult depending on where one lives. Daily exercise also lowers high blood pressure. It can even increase insulin sensitivity. Also, physical inactivity is a main cause of chronic illness. Here are some more facts on exercise. Daily exercise helps optimize your HDL and lowers LDL cholesterol. Exercise, and in particular walking, is linked with a lower risk of obesity. As little as one workout a week may reduce the risk of diabetes in adults by 29%. What causes sickness and disease? Sickness and disease are an effort of nature to free the system from conditions that result from a violation of the laws of health. Each week, we have determined that disease is not necessarily a bad thing, but that it can be more of a warning sign, which is good. The problem is that we often ignore nature's effort to free the system from the conditions that have resulted from violating the principles we've been sharing. Now, violating the principles of exercise will lead us down the path of sickness and disease. Let's take a look at a video which shows us why we need to commit to exercise regularly.
I can hear you from your couches. Travis, you tell us this all the time, and that's true, but here's why. Every single shift in the emergency room, I see a patient who did not have to be there, whose lifestyle nearly killed them. And I get stopped at the airport. People will say, do I really have to exercise? Or I'm thin. Is it really bad if I'm not active? The answer, yes and yes. And in fact, right now what I want to do is I want to show you how exercise, or just being active, affects every organ in your body, changes you all the way down to your DNA. So you go out exercise. You know what? What's happening? Well, initially your brain is sending signals. Your lungs, your heart, everything is working a little bit faster. But another thing is happening. Endorphins are being released that release these feel-good chemicals. That's why they call it a runner's high. Your heart starts to beat more efficiently and faster, sending oxygen throughout your body. Your arteries, after one exercise session, your blood pressure will decrease for up to 16 hours. That's important because then it's easier to send oxygen throughout your body. This represents oxygen, which is flowing throughout your body. It affects every single organ that you have, including your skin. It helps clear pores. When that blood flow gets there and you sweat, you clear pores. But here's another cool thing. It helps you develop collagen. What does more collagen mean? Fewer wrinkles. Who doesn't want that? Well, here's the other thing. You've been exercising for a month pretty regularly. What does that start to do? Your muscles start to metabolize more quickly, so you burn more fat. You have less problems with insulin control. Your liver has to work less hard. Your adrenal glands, which sit right above your kidneys, they produce less cortisol. Cortisol, what is it? It's a stress hormone. So not only do you have less stress, but cortisol does something else very interesting. It helps you store fat. You don't want to store fat, so less cortisol means less fat. Your pancreas secretes less insulin because you have better glucose control. So all of these organs are working in tandem more efficiently. But after a year of this, what's starting to happen? Well, even better things are starting to happen after a year, because what's happening inside of your fat cells is your fat cells are actually beginning to shrink. And as those fat cells continue to shrink, there's something else magical happening. and that is your belly is shrinking. But the coolest thing that I want to show everyone right now, and this is something I worry about as a doctor, it's what's going on inside your DNA that affects how well you live and how long you live. And these little telomeres here, these are at the end of your DNA. The longer and stronger they are, the longer you live and the healthier you are. Exercise makes these telomeres stronger, and it will help you live longer.
Did you notice that all of our major organs are affected by exercise, either for good or for bad, depending on whether we do it or not? Even our DNA and the telomeres, the caps at the end of the chromosomes, which can determine how quickly we age, are negatively affected. They shorten when we don't exercise, but lengthen when we do.
Whether it's high intensity, low impact, or relaxing, doctors say when it comes to exercise, there's no such thing as a bad workout.
There are a lot of benefits to exercise. A lot of people don't realize all of the benefits that there are.
In addition to weight loss, regular physical activity can also lower your blood pressure and cholesterol, keep your blood sugar under control, and decrease your risk for cancer.
If you're stressed or worried about something, exercise can actually help to relieve those symptoms.
Studies show daily physical activity can also help to treat anxiety, depression, and stress.
The American Medical Association actually recommends that children get about an hour of physical activity a day. When you're talking about adults, they need to be doing 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise for about 5 days a week.
Exercise can also improve your sleep, memory, and give you more energy throughout the day.
Do something that you like, do something that you enjoy, so that way you're more apt to incorporate it in your life.
From children to the elderly, regular physical activity can improve mobility, strength, and balance.
Weightlifting and resistance exercises for the elderly population help to keep the bones strong.
Taking time every day to be physically active can lift your mood, lower your risk for injury, and improve your overall health. For Lee Health, I'm Lindsay Morton.
Point number 1. The human body is the only machine in the history of the world that wears out when you don't use it. True or false? The answer is true. The human body will basically rust from the inside out when we do not exercise properly. Cars and machinery wear out when we use them, but not the human body. Notice what science says happens when we sit for long periods and don't move.
We sit and we sit and we sit. At work, at school, even at play. We've never done it more. And according to Dr. James Levine, it's hazardous to our health.
I mean, sitting all day long is literally killing us.
Levine treats obesity at the Mayo Clinic, one of the country's premier research hospitals. And his research has turned our thinking about exercise on its head. A daily dose of exercise used to be the perfect prescription for good health. Thanks to Levine, we now know that a trip to the gym, while beneficial, can't undo the damage done sitting all day.
It appears that what is critical and maybe even more important than going to the gym is breaking up that sitting time.
So you say sitting is toxic?
The body simply isn't built to sit all day long. It's an unnatural way for us to be. It's almost like sort of owning sort of a really cool sports car and letting it idle all day long. The engine gets gunked up. That's what happens to our bodies.
That's because your metabolism comes to a dead stop. Then the body's calorie burning rate plummets and fat and cholesterol levels rise. And for those of us who feel chained to our desks all day, Levine has a simple solution.
What's the prescription? Doctor's orders?
What I say to my patient, if you're sitting for an hour, it's too long. So to me, the simple prescription is up and moving 10 minutes every hour.
Point number 2. Lack of exercise affects blood circulation, stress levels, and mental clarity. This is the basic understanding. Good health depends on good circulation. Everything is dependent on good blood and good blood circulation. Point number 3. A lack of exercise is associated with poor circulation. This has a ripple effect. When we don't have good circulation, it sets us up for disease. For example, a lack of exercise leads to diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Point number 4. Here are some benefits of exercise. A. It strengthens heart for cardio health. B. It reduces risk of diabetes. C. Lowers high blood pressure. And D. It helps prevent and fight cancer.
Who's busy? We're all busy, right? All of us are. Chances are at one time or another you've had this question that Debbie has.
I have a really demanding career and I'm so busy, it just feels like there's just not enough hours in the day. So many nights I only get 5 or 6 hours of sleep. Sometimes I have to choose between getting that extra hour of sleep or getting in that workout. So I'm wondering what's going to have the biggest impact on my health. Getting that extra hour of sleep or spending that hour in the gym.
Sleep and exercise are both so very important. I want to take an in-depth look at what each activity does inside your body to answer this somewhat complicated question. Exercise has so many wonderful benefits when it comes to your mind and your body. So the minute you start exercising, your pleasure centers start firing dopamine. Your body starts to function more efficiently. Your heart rate goes up. You're pumping blood more efficiently. Here's the kicker though, 16 hours after a workout, your blood pressure will be lower because of that exercise. That's good for your body. Your muscles are eating up all that glucose, lowering your overall blood sugar levels. Fat cells start to shrink as you're burning fat during and after your workout. And here's what's crazy, even at the level of your DNA, good things are happening. Telomeres protect your DNA from damage, and they actually stay longer if you exercise regularly. So exercise, it's key. Don't give up on exercise. But here's the deal. Lack of sleep has the opposite effect on the body. A lot of bad things can happen. So look at your brain here. Usually there's a nice little balance between ghrelin and leptin. These are two hunger hormones. One makes you feel more hungry, ghrelin. Leptin makes you less hungry. But if you're not getting enough sleep, these hormones can get out of whack. Too much ghrelin, too much eating. Well, why is that a big deal? Well, lack of sleep, too much eating also affects your cortisol levels. So your body produces more and more cortisol. That affects every single organ system in your body. We've talked about this on the show before. Cortisol and everything else can cause increase in headaches as you feel more stressed, frantic. There's just too much. You're overwhelmed when you're sleep deprived. You're tired, but all these cortisol, this increase in cortisol makes you feel more tired than you actually are. And then last but not least, your body is packing on the pounds, visceral fat, belly fat increases with lack of sleep. And all these things together, this increase in cortisol, lack of sleep, can honestly increase your risk of having a fatal heart attack if this is a constant thing over time. So here's what's important. You need to understand that it shouldn't be an either-or phenomena. In some particular days, it is an either-or phenomena. And what I would say to you is this. Do not wake up an hour early to exercise if that means you're going to be exhausted the rest of that particular day. Because exercise doesn't do you any good if you're just totally, completely sleep deprived and exhausted. But I think we all agree that if you're totally exhausted, sleep should come first, right?
Yes.
Will we agree on that one?
Mm-hmm. Yes. If there was one thing you could do to lower your risk for heart disease, cancer, diabetes, cold, flus, even Alzheimer's, would you do it? New studies show there is one simple treatment that's so powerful it can do all this. Are you ready for the secret? Keep watching.
Want a powerful dose of preventative medicine? You're looking at it.
Does that feel good?
Even if you're a late bloomer, it's not too late to use exercise as a healing tool.
It feels really good right here.
I was one of those people who said, why do I have to walk or run when I can drive to it?
Anna Sipugai used to hate to sweat. Now she's running marathons.
My name's Anna Sipugai. I'm an OBGYN at Eden Medical Center. If you need motivation to get off that couch and exercise, let me tell you about the newest research out there. Exercise enhances the immune system, and I'm talking specifically of moderate exercise.
Every workout increases the number of T cells in your body, cells that act like self-guided missiles and destroy foreign invaders in the bloodstream.
It prevents illness, and if you're already sick, as long as you don't have a fever and you exercise, it shortens the phase of that illness.
Anna's husband Bruce says when they met, she didn't personally care for the concept of exercise. So they started with some easy hiking.
I think it takes a lot of creativity. I think you have to try to find something that's going to be social for the person, something that's going to be easy. She caught on, and I could barely keep up with her after she got into it.
All throughout my medical training, I've been told that you're born with a finite number of brain cells, and if you lose them, you'll never grow new ones. Well, a study early this year showed the opposite. The thinking is that it all starts in the muscle.
When your muscles relax and contract, a chemical is released that heads straight for your brain. There, it converts stem cells to brain cells and helps form new connections that help you learn, improve your memory, and make decisions.
That was amazing. I went out and started running more.
Anna's running partner, Trish Spencer, was diagnosed with breast cancer about 6 months ago.
Early on, I was able to diagnose the cancer, and I think it's because I'm in good shape and I am in tune with my body, so I noticed that something was different.
Scientists also believe that exercise can help prevent breast cancer by lowering the estrogen content in the bloodstream. And women who work out tend to be stronger, able to handle more aggressive cancer treatments.
I'll be having my surgery tomorrow, and I plan to start running again in 2 weeks.
So exercise can boost your brain, boost your mood, even improve your pain tolerance, and help you live longer. Consider that next time you're thinking about canceling a workout.
Whenever I'm on call and I've had a sleepless night, my antidote to that is running. It's better than caffeine. It boils down to making an appointment with yourself, where it's just you, your health, your body. I love it. It's a luxury.
Many people ask, what's the best time of day to exercise? And the experts say, whatever time works best for you. If you can do just a little bit every day, you'll open the door to the many health benefits exercise has to offer.
Point number 5. 3 basic types of exercise are A, aerobic or endurance, B, flexibility, or C, anaerobic or strength building. Point number 6. Here is the best exercise, the one you stick with and do regularly. While the best exercise is the one you stick with and do regularly, walking is an exercise that we already do and we're more likely to stick with it. We just need to increase the intensity of our walks and the length of time we walk. A brisk walk where it is not easy to carry on a conversation for a full hour is a good goal. Point number 7. Walking calls more muscles into action than any other exercise. Walking calls more muscles into action than any other exercise and in the most balanced way. It is a great exercise and it's very safe. You are very unlikely to hurt yourself. Point number 8. Oxygen plays a key role in burning calories and fat. Aerobic exercise, which simply means with air, is exercise that requires oxygen, fueling our bodies down to the cellular level with energy. When taking your walk outdoors, you not only get oxygen, but you also get sunshine. Point number 9. The calf muscles are considered the second heart, as they aid in pushing the blood back to the heart. We know that exercise is good for cardiovascular health, but did you know that walking specifically is also good for the heart? When we walk, we flex the calf muscles. The calf muscles are considered the second heart, as they assist in pushing the blood back up to the heart so that your heart doesn't have to work so hard. Point number 9. The 3 aspects of exercise to be considered are A. Frequency, B. Intensity, and C. Time. Point number 10. One of the 3 aspects of exercise comes with the recommendation that a physician be consulted. It is intensity. The level of intensity is the aspect of exercise for which we should consult a physician. The American College of Sports Medicine has discovered that certain exercises such as swimming and walking are the least likely to cause allergy and asthma-related complications. Thus, they are useful in helping to build up the body's immune system to help fight allergies. More info from the next video.
Welcome to Destination Health, your guide to wellness. Your immune system is a balanced network of cells and organs working together to protect you from disease. These defensive cells are found in various parts of your body, like your tonsils, spleen, lymph nodes, and bone marrow, and thymus gland. Your immune system is working to create antibodies that can fight and destroy foreign invaders, which cause illness. If it's not working properly, you may be left defenseless. Here's how to give it a boost. Exercise. Studies show that moderate daily exercise can increase the number of cells your body produces to fight infection. Lose weight. Carrying extra weight can put you at risk for developing certain diseases because excess fat cells can cause tissue-damaging inflammation. Eat right. Consuming too much sugar or saturated fat suppresses the immune system cells responsible for attacking bacteria. The stress. Constant exposure to stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline weakens the immune system. Rest up. Not getting enough sleep lowers your body's ability to fight illness. Try to get at least 7 hours at night. Bottom line, making smart lifestyle choices will help you fight diseases and feel great. Helping you navigate your way to a better health, I'm Dr. Manny, Fox News.
Moderate exercise increases the recirculation of important immune cells, especially from bone marrow, the lungs, and the spleen. Exercise essentially cleans up the body. A daily brisk walk of just 45 minutes or moderate exercise can reduce the stress hormones which suppress immune function. The impact of exercise on the quality of our sleep is amazing as well. Feel-good hormones are released that help us to have a better quality of sleep. The best thing about exercise is its ability to boost your body's production of feel-good transmitters, also known as endorphins. These endorphins help keep the body's stress levels down and under control if done regularly. Exercise also promotes deep, restful sleep, a necessity which often eludes those who are stressed. Sleep is great, but it shouldn't keep us from keeping our commitment to ourselves and our health. Our final video clip gives great counsel on how to stay on track.
Exercise is one of the most critical things that we can do to have a healthy lifestyle. And luckily, there are all kinds that we can choose from. There's aerobic exercise, jogging, brisk walking, jazzercise classes, that type of thing. We've got weight resistance, we've got stretching. So there's a lot of things that you can choose from to have exercise be part of your daily life. But the most important thing about exercise is regularity. And if you wish to be regular with your exercise, which is where the efficacy comes in, then I'd suggest to you two things. The first is keep a record of what your exercise is. Just take your calendar and block out when you want to exercise. On my calendar it says appointment with Mr. Nike. That's how I know that that's the time that I'm going to exercise. And then when I do exercise, I record it on that calendar, because when we try to keep it in our heads, we give ourselves way too much credit for exercise that never took place. You will never be so faithful to exercise on your own as you are with a partner. I can recall last February, the waking up to the alarm. The rain was horizontal, and I was under a down comforter, and I just thought, I'm not going. Why would I go? Who's getting out of bed? This is crazy. You got to be ridiculous to get out of bed and go run in the rain. Then I remembered I have a partner. I can't call his house at 5 o'clock in the morning and wake up his little kids. So I had to get dressed. I went down to the corner. We took our run. I was very glad that we had done it, but I never would have gotten out of bed if it hadn't been for the fact that I had a partner. So keeping a record, having a partner are two of the most important things you can do if you want to build regularity into your exercise program.
Action is the law of our being. E.G. White. Thank you for attending this week's session on exercise. And until next week, always remember, your health is your choice.